Jackson, the Flying Commando. On a mountaintop high above a large city stands the headquarters of a man devoted to the cause of freedom and justice. A war hero who has never stopped fighting against his country's enemies. A private citizen who is dedicating his life to the struggle against evil men everywhere. Chet Jackson.
Hey, it's still rising 110 degrees. 120 degrees and it's still going up. What about that, Tut?
I'm supposed to be the scientist in this outfit, but I've got to hand it to you. Seems to be working.
So far, yes, Tut, but I'm not promising anything. Just an experimental model.
I still don't get it, how the heat is transmitted without wires.
Well, in a way, it's the same principle as radio and TV transmission. Only instead of sound and visual transmissions, this little machine is sending heat impulses to that little box.
Hey, look.
Yeah, stopped at 150 degrees.
150 degrees. I couldn't even cook a hamburger with that.
Well, it was just an early stab at something. Guess I'll have to turn it over to you to perfect, Tut.
And when you do, I'll personally shake your hand, Mr. Aristotle Jones.
I don't shake the hand of anybody who calls me Aristotle. You know that.
My profoundest apologies. Tut.
After all, I haven't forgotten what your first name is either.
Shh, please.
Mr. Ichabod Mudd.
You remind me of that name once more, and your name will be Mudd. With one D.
Derek Strange. Hiya, fella. Hey, you still giving the Army the benefit of that freewheeling brain of yours?
You mean the Army's still giving me the benefit of its research facilities? They're terrific. Listen, can you get out the proving ground about 1 o'clock this afternoon?
Sure thing. What's up? Another of your special productions?
Well, a special production, all right, but not mine any more than a flock of other guys.
But you did have a little to do with it.
Well, I've lived with it for 5 years, and I've got permission for you to see it. You remember the Nike?
Well, the guided missile? I certainly do.
Well, this is the new version, and so far the top.
Great.
You go straight to the proving ground. You'll find several other visitors. There's somebody at the door. I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay, Derek. It's a date.
Come in.
Hey, I want to say hello to Derek.
It's his busy day. Ours, too. Icky, get the plane ready.
Coming up. Proving grounds where Derek is working. They're mainly experimenting with rockets, aren't they?
That's the rumor.
I got a great idea we can make $1 million. We'll get the formula and sell little ones on the 4th of July for Roman candles. Well, it's the same principle. Jet propulsion. You think I'm off my rocket?
No, I think if you aren't careful, you may have to get out and walk home. Tower QR, this is Chet Jackson, aircraft 7700, 20 miles west of Tower 82 at 5,000 feet. Request landing instructions, over. Roger, out. Roman candles.
Well, we're giving an official demonstration of our latest guided missile. Today, we're having a sort of press preview. A preview of the latest and most remarkable weapon in our defense arsenal. There she is, gentlemen. Named for the Greek goddess of victory, Nike.
I can't understand what's happened to Derek.
Yeah, this is his big moment.
Yeah.
That's the target plane. A drone, of course. Piloted by remote control from Anderson's field where she took off.
B-17. Great plane in her day.
If she were an enemy bomber twisting and doubling like a hare, it wouldn't make any difference to Nike's interacting radar and electronic brain.
All stations, all stations. This is Nike Project Command. The status is now ready third.
She's ready to go.
All stations, this is Nike Project Command. At my signal, the time will be X minus 20 seconds. Mark X minus 20 seconds. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire. I will now announce the time to intercept. 25 seconds, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1, intercept.
Nike winged victory. Let's hope our enemies don't get this one.
Yes.
Well, it's all over, and Derek never got here.
Mighty funny.
Let's find a car and go over to his apartment. Derek! Derek!
No sign of him. No signs of any rough stuff either.
Except right here. This is where he was sitting when he was talking to me this morning. Now, just as he finished, there was a knock on the door, and he turned around and called, "Come in."
So you think whoever came in then maybe...
Maybe. No, if he was sitting here and someone was forcing him to leave, maybe holding a gun on him, he'd have tried to write a message or leave a clue. Well, this pad and pencil were right at hand.
Yeah, the only thing, somebody tore it off.
Yeah. Except that the impression of the pencil came off on the sheet beneath.
Huh? Can you make it out?
Yeah, it looks like Gorgon. Gorgon.
That's a funny name.
Yeah. Hello, General Howard. This is Jet Jackson. We're at Derek Strange's apartment, and he's not here. I'm afraid something's happened to him. Yes? Well, in my opinion, I think we ought to start looking for a man named Gorgon.
Derek, I didn't think you'd be this foolish. All we want are a few formulas, which we'll get sooner or later anyhow. I thought you'd never get here. Good.
Greek legend. I wish I knew why we...
There isn't anyone named Gorgon who had anything to do with Derek. We know that now.
All I know is I haven't had breakfast.
But there was a Gorgon in Greek legend. I remember it from school.
Yeah, but why should Derek write down something from a Greek legend?
Because he thinks that way. Nike's from a Greek legend. He probably helped name it.
Yeah, but I don't...
Don't you get it? He didn't dare write the man's real name down. He might see it. So he wrote a different name that would suggest it. Something like ham suggests eggs.
I wish you'd suggest him.
But there is a name that goes with Gorgon. There's Jason. Theseus. Perseus, that's it. Now, Perseus killed the Gorgon. It's my wild hunch that someone named Perseus came in and got the drop on Derek.
Hope we don't kill him.
We're going to take one more look through Derek's apartment. We just might find something.
But we've been through that apartment with a fine tooth comb.
We've got to keep trying. Somewhere Derek's in danger, and so is the secret of Nike.
Derek, this is sodium pentothal. You know what that is. It's also known as the truth drug. When injected into your bloodstream, you'll talk. You know that. Now, why put us and yourself to all this trouble?
It's a pleasure to put you to trouble.
We don't need no truth drugs. Let me rough him up a little more.
Forget it. In just a few minutes, he'll answer any questions we ask. And we'll turn the formulas over to Marius, collect our reward, and be on our way. Oh. Marius should be at the apartment right now looking for me. Fred, you go over and meet him and bring him back here, will you?
I never seen him before.
You can't miss him. Always dresses like an Englishman. Wears a Hamburg hat, carries an umbrella, the works.
Should be easy to spot.
Right. Now roll up his sleeves and get a good grip on him. Oh, there's nothing in his apartment we didn't find before. Oh, come on.
Oh, sir, I beg your pardon, but could you direct me to the apartment of Mr. Stewart?
No, I'm very sorry.
Mr. Percy Stewart.
I'm afraid not.
Well, thank you anyway. Say, did that guy...
Get it? He lived in this apartment.
Who, Mr. Stewart?
Percy Stewart. Percy S. Perseus.
Perseus. That little guy?
But he can lead us to Perseus and to Dara. We've got to follow him. What?
Your name, Marius?
Yeah, that's why.
Come with me.
The next formula, Derek. The next formula.
E M squared plus T R when E equals
Hey, that car's following us. Watch me lose him.
of the triangle.
Well, that's it.
You got all of it?
Yep, everything essential. Now the question arises what to do with our friend now that we don't need him anymore.
We're not going to leave him around alive to tell a lot of stories about
Just a minute, Bart. What do we do with him afterwards?
Huh?
Dead men have been known to tell tales.
How you mean?
I mean that the only perfect murder is one that leaves no corpus delicti. He has to be destroyed completely.
Oh.
Now, at 2 o'clock this afternoon, the official demonstration of that new guided missile takes place.
Yeah?
If he were on that drone plane,
Yeah. He'd be blown to bits.
like Frankenstein, the inventor destroyed by his own invention. Let's see. It's 1:30 now. We're a mile from the airfield. The plane will be at the end of the runway.
Okay. I'll stay here and meet Marius. Give me the formula.
Now, you help me get into the car.
I told you I'd lose him.
Very smartly done indeed.
Hold it. Just like that.
You need any help?
Thanks. You're a little late.
I took a wrong turn someplace, went up and down these roads till I spotted the sedan out front.
All right, get over here. In that chair. All right, big fella. Where's Derek Strange?
I never heard of him.
Who was tied up with this rope? You better tell me.
You wouldn't shoot a man without a gun. You ain't the type.
Well, you're right. I won't shoot you. I've got a better idea. Tie him up, Icky.
Hey. Hey, what's that?
That's a heat transmitter. It transmits heat impulses to that little box on your pocket. The heat becomes so great it'll dehydrate your whole body.
Who you kidding? Ain't even got any wires on it.
It doesn't need wires. You gonna tell us? Now it'll get even hotter. All right, up one more notch. You better tell us. You haven't got much time. This machine reaches 2,000 degrees.
2,000 degrees?
That's right.
You're going to die very unpleasantly. Go on, give him the word. Fry him like a hamburger.
No, no. Stop it, stop it. I'll tell you. Shut it off.
All right, where is he?
Now, put him on that plane right now. That one they're going to blast out of the sky.
5 minutes or 2. Icky, take that sedan and get to a phone. Get through to General Howard and have him call off that test.
So where you going?
I'm going to stop that plane.
All stations. This is Nike Project Command. The status is now ready third.
I know it sounds crazy, but I tell you, there's a man in that plane. You got to stop that rocket.
Just a moment, sir. I'll let you speak to Captain Harrison.
Where are we? We're in a target plane that's about to be blown to bits.
All stations, this is Nike Project Command. At my signal, the time will be X minus 20 seconds.
I tell you got to stop that rocket.
I'll connect you with Major Swenson.
Major Swenson.
What? In the bomber? Mark X. Minus 20 seconds. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, fire.
We'll have to get out through the bomb bay.
I will now announce the time to intercept. 25 seconds. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9,
10 right.
8, 7,
What?
6,
I said stop that intercept. There's someone on that plane.
2,
Major, stop.
1, intercept.
I could swear I saw something fall out of that plane a moment before it was hit. Look! And I want to congratulate you not only on finding Derek Strange, but on performing the very difficult feat of holding him as you parachuted from the plane.
Well, thank you, sir, but Derek did a good job of holding on to me.
Derek did a good job in more ways than one. When we found these notes on the other members of the gang, we discovered a remarkable thing.
Are these the formulas I gave him while under the truth drug?
Yes?
Well, these are not the right formulas at all.
That is the very remarkable thing. Sometimes even the truth drug will not work when it is opposed by a strong enough will.
Nice going.
By the way, here's something else we recovered from one of the gang. It belongs to you. Does it really generate a temperature of 2,000 degrees?
Well, not quite, sir. Here, I'd like to give it to you, sir, as a present.
Give it to me.
Yes. Until it's perfected, you just might find, it'd make a nice bed warmer. Our mission next week takes us out west on the trail of a desperate band of smugglers. The trail leads to a hidden canyon and a herd of wild horses, hundreds of them thundering across the desert wastelands. With $1 million worth of diamonds at stake, the smugglers will stop at nothing to avoid capture. So if you want to see some fast riding, hard hitting, quick on the draw shooting, be sure to be with us again next week when we take off on the trail of deadly diamonds.